What's your best example of an improvement that ruined a product? Algorithm-based timelines instead of chronological ones. Cough. Facebook. Cough. Instagram. Facebook mid-video ads. Duck that personalized ads. It just makes me scroll down my feed. There hasn't been a single video that I hadn't skipped every time an ad comes up. I hate the new plastic Snapple bottles. They still sell the glass bottles in 6-packs. I buy them once a week, but the plastic bottles are god awful. Did they seriously not think to run a taste test before putting those on the shelf? Weather. Comet used to provide me with accurate weather forecasts. It now is one giant cesspool of clickbait articles with questionable weather numbers mixed in sporadically. Someone in here already said Facebook, but I need to make a special mention for Messenger. Duck you Messenger. Yes, I know I added a friend because I ducking added them edit. When a comment explodes, Redditors generally say, oh god, this isn't what I want to be remembered for. For me, this is exactly what I want to be remembered for. Duck you Messenger, you piece of shit. Digital cable. Cable used to flip channels instantly, and all you had to do was remember a 2-digit number for each channel. Now, it takes 30 seconds to go to another channel. That stupid live camera option on Facebook when you swipe left. As someone with mild motor tics, especially with my hands, I'm constantly opening that ducking camera by accident. If I see that dancing guy one more time, I'm going to do nothing and probably still accidentally open that camera 1,000 more times. The mechanisms in modern gas cans that are intended to prevent spills completely screwed gas can functionality. Whatever Yahoo did to Flickr. S-File Explorer for Android used to be a nifty little program, now laden with ads, irritating notifications, etc. A textbook example of bloatware. Skype mobile version. It was very practical, simple to use before, since Juno, so it became meh. Copying Instagram Messenger's trends with these moments things, a terrible UI and even lack of functionalities from the previous versions. Subscriptions for literally everything. You can't even buy software anymore, only rent. I dropped a class recently because the textbook was written by the professor, only available through a certain map no print version, and it was $150 to rent, just for the semester. Edit. Of course I tried to torrent it or find someone to share with, but that book doesn't exist anywhere besides the Watch Dogs app and from Nunn McGinty Publishing, and for some reason my classmates were non-responsive and totally unwilling to share. Given how old the lectures were for the courses I dropped and how expensive the stupid book was, I'll probably make a formal complaint about this. Pyrex glass kitchenware. They used to be the gold standard in high quality tempered glass products, but in 1998, they changed from borosilicate glass to soda lime glass, which was supposed to be cheaper and lighter, but it's less heat resistant and breaks more easily. Every iOS update never fails to remove a feature I like or make something worse. Star Wars Galaxies. A great MMO that was ruined by improving it with combat and class system overhaul in order to compete with WoW. This only drove away the players and completely killed the game. Almost every news/sports website redesign that adds white space, reduces readability, and removes critical content and relevant links to provide more space for social media tie-ins, irrelevant video clips, and invasive ad space. Content is being Twitterized. uTorrent. They took a nice, simple program and plastered it with ads and added spyware. Hyundai now has an alarm on the door sheath that makes a piercing ding every time it detects the roadway is colder than 40 degrees. I live in North Idaho. I would do anything to disable that ducking alarm. Anything. Whatever the duck they did with mac and cheese craft brand. I saw a commercial semi-recently where they were all proud that they changed the recipe and nobody noticed. Bullshit. I ducking noticed, and I don't like it anymore. Didn't even notice, yeah. They didn't change it a little, it doesn't even taste like it used to. Edit. Someone said I must be Canadian, but other noted I'm not. I are American, but it's funny to note that I wrote this while on my way to the Canadian border. Stayed in Canada from Monday to Thursday, so that was kinda humorous. Subscription-based software. Yes, you Adobe. Heinz used to make a hot ketchup that was insanely delicious. Then some swipe decided that it needed co-branding, so they put Tabasco in it, and now it seems hot and spicy with Tabasco, and it tastes like ass. Almost all of YouTube's updates first the channel list update, before you had your feed and you to your right and all of your subscribed channels appear on a black bar, then they turned it into some stupid tabs thing, probably the worst in my opinion. The comment section update. Now pressing viewer replies takes you to a different page with just that comment instead of list them right underneath the comment. Also whenever I try to scroll through the comments it always acts like I want to reply. Also the trending tab and the share tab. The trending tab always has such stupid shit in it. And I don't think that anybody uses the shared tab, but almost of these are on mobile. But if you're on desktop you probably won't notice these. Oh, that's easy. Angry Ducking Birds. Formerly one of the most fun apps, now ad-ridden garbage and a sign of the mobile industry. I don't even mind the ads that much if the game is free, but that energy system sheet is insane. The guy who invented that and anyone who funds that behavior should be launched into the sun. Ducking garbage. Yik Yak used to be a fantastic social media app catered towards college kids a few years back. It was basically an anonymous Twitter specifically for your geographic location. It was fantastic for news and updates about campus events and seeking help/advice from fellow students. You could even view Yik Yaks at other colleges around the US. Then they decided to add optional usernames, and that started a downward descent into what was essentially a ripoff of Facebook. Users left in droves, and they shut down for good this past summer. It was a shame too, because at its peak it was a must-have for any college kid at a decent-sized school. LinkedIn after their design overhaul. You used to be able to just scroll down to browse through a person's projects and awards etc. Now entire sections are reduced to just one sentence long vague descriptions. And profiles just look fugly. Now you have huge amounts of white space and teeny tiny little profile pictures which are now circular too to make it even more awkward. Microtransactions in console games. I get it in Facebook games and mobile games that are free, but in a game I already paid $60 for, it is some BS. It puts people who don't want to pay more at a competitive disadvantage. They act like they are kindly offering us a shortcut, but microtransactions always make the game drag more because they want to make you frustrated with lack of progress, so you will buy a booster pack or some crap. Same goes for pre-order bonuses and day 1 DLC. They want to make you pay extra for stuff that should already be in the game. Edit. Originally wrote same as Sam. I fixed. Microsoft buying out Skype. Skype has turned into a shittier version of the retired MSN. I exclusively use Discord now. Edit. RIP inbox. Yes, Skype was never good to begin with. The first PS3s were 100% backwards compatible with PS2 games. Starting with hardware v1 and up, that functionality disappeared. The original PS3s had some performance issues directly related to the presence of both a PS3 cell processor and a PS2 Emotion Engine processor. Removing the EE chip from subsequent PS3s destroyed the PS2 compatibility, but it improved PS3 games' performance drastically. I had a V1 0 PS3, and it also had a bank of card slots, a USB PS2 memory card module, and a USB PS2 controller adapter. There's actually a German word for this, Verschlimmbesserung, meaning an improvement that makes something worse. I'd say the iPhone and now Pixel losing the headphone jack is a great example of this. And I think some video game patches are examples as well, when balance or mechanical changes alter something you enjoyed about a game. Edit. The German word is Verschlimmbesserung. I originally said it was Schlimmbesserung, which is not correct. Thanks for the correction, German speakers. Let me usher you into a paradise known as the Whole Foods bar. This was a bar that perfect emo. It is a bar that is situated right in the middle of Whole Foods. They serve wine and beer, and all around the magnificent island of bar is the wine and beer section full of anything you could possibly want. All you had to do was walk over and pick one of hundreds of anything, and the bar will open it for you and serve it in a glass. Not only that, but you could grab any protein and almost anything else from the grocery store with a beer or wine in hand, mind you, and bring it back and have the bar staff cook it for you for free. Crab. Done. Meatloaf. Cooked and ketchuped. Not only that, but they had amazing specials. A beer and a pizza for $2 to $10. Did not matter what the beer was. Beer and wings, beer and burger, etc. It was amazing. Awesome bartenders that know what they are doing. Awesome patrons who are friendly. Actually got my job as an associate architect by meeting someone there. Awesome atmosphere. And while I drink the GF can go shopping and then join me afterwards. But they wrecked it. They remodeled. Which is a fancy way of saying that they are removing all the awesome things that we liked and just turned it into a smaller restaurant with 15 seats total. You can only order from the restaurant, cannot bring in grocery food or beer or wine. They turned over their entire staff, prices went up, and specials are no longer a thing. Good. Edit. This is in Florida for those who asked. Also, the way I understood it, they were either profiting or at the very least breaking even depending on the time of year. I think the bar was supposed to be set up as a loss leader originally anyway, but it actually ended up doing very well. So they had been talking about expanding for a while. They first added a fee of $2.50 to cook whatever, which is fine, I understand that, but the rest of it sucked. I do not shop at Whole Foods anymore. It was out of the way and the prices aren't the best. I'm sure they lost a lot of other customers like me. Apple Magic Mouse. When you could use AA batteries it was perfect. Then they swapped that for internal rechargeable batteries. Okay, so far so good, but they go and put the ducking charging point underneath the ducking mouse. Some duckwit designer at Apple didn't want to put the charging point on the front of the mouse, so you could actually use it while it charges, because people might end up using it as a corded mouse. They deliberately disabled the mouse for the entire time you have to charge it. Meaning you have to use a second mouse while you charge it. Unbelievable. Shapes. It's a national meme in Australia. The new ones are absolutely disgusting. Fortunately, they decided to restock the old ones. Thank God that some companies have humans running them. Netflix changing their ratings from stars to match percentage. I hate it. Also, when you are looking at titles, the trailer starts playing right away. I hate it. Edit. Thanks for the gold. I love it. UIs that have all the options and buttons tucked away to make it look clean and minimal. It's like every designer is afraid of showing users more than 8 buttons at a time, even if it isn't practical. Edit. Lots of good points about the simplicity/complexity depending on the use case, among other factors. I'm more biased towards complexity than most, but I do see how there'd be far more people who'd be happier with where UI design is headed. Also, the places I see discussion about new iterations of software are probably at least somewhat echo chambers. Replacing the waxed paper wrappers on Reese's peanut butter cups with plastic ones prevented them from drying out, but also made them wet and oily. Give me the old, slightly crunch, slightly bloomed version any day. Also, Hershey's chocolate bars are nothing like the ones from the 1970s, partially for similar reasons. Matchmaking update on Team Fortress 2. It won't allow me to join friend's server on pub, amongst other things. Pandora's new website is horrible. It looks and feels like it was designed for a tablet. There are massive bar-shaped areas to click instead of small links. You know, like mobile apps do to make it easy to use your finger. On the old site you could do pretty much everything from one page. It was tightly organized, and options were accessed by clicking on small bars or words. Because of the unnecessary use of space and massive buttons, every different action that you'd want to do is on different pages. Make new channels, see liked and disliked songs and artists, see the goddamn list of channels at all, etc. are all on different pages. And they took away the date created channel sort option in favor of sort by order of last played, which is awful. It's a ducking tablet interface on a desktop website. Their music selection algorithm and library selection had already massively dropped in quality by this point. The website changing to be garbage was the last straw. I unsubscribed. Pandora used to be great. And please, don't suggest Spotify. Spotify is great if you want custom tailored playlists of exactly selected songs. I don't want that. I want to create a station from a blank slate and seed it with several artists, and then have it play those artists randomly, and include other similar artists automatically. Spotify doesn't do that. I moved to Slacker Radio. It isn't perfect, but I can create seeded stations with randomized but similar music. Yik Yak adding profiles. The app was meant to be a sort of anonymous Twitter, and got completely ruined by that update. Removing the broken footstep tracker in Pokemon Geo. It worked originally, so instead of fix it, they spent months making a shittier one.